Okay, right. Here in last class, again you listen me. In last class, already we derived the formula for velocity of center of mass. We got VCM bar is equal to M1 V1 bar plus M2 V2 bar plus and so on by M1 plus M2 plus and so on. Here M1 plus M2 plus M3 plus and so on means that is the mass of the all particles in a system, which is the mass of the system. That is M, capital M say, is equal to M1 plus M2 something. Instead of this, in the denominator, instead of this, you write capital M. Then you do cross multiplication. M into VCM bar is equal to M1 V1 bar plus M2 V2 bar plus and so on. That means the vector sum of the moment of all particles in a system is equal to total mass of the system into velocity of center of mass. That means if you know the velocity of center of mass, and if you imagine the total mass of the system exists at the position of the center of mass, then the product of mass of the entire system into velocity of center of mass gives the total moment of all particles in a system. So from this it is clear that the total mass can be imagined at the position of center of mass. That's why Newton's laws can be applied to the center of mass. Newton's laws can be applied to the center of mass. Okay. Here you see M into VCM bar means that is the momentum of the center of mass, no? PCM bar. That is the momentum of the center of mass PCM bar, which is equal to momentum of the first particle P1 bar plus momentum of the second particle P2 bar plus and so on. Okay, now here you see from this formula, from this 2, from 2, M VCM bar is equal to M1 V1 bar plus M2 V2 bar plus and so on. Differentiate this equation on both sides. Differentiate this equation on both sides with time, with respect to time. Differentiate this equation on both sides with respect to time. Then d by dt of M into VCM bar is equal to d by dt of this one. You split them. D by dt of M1 V1 bar plus d by dt of M2 V2 bar plus and so on, plus and so on. Here M is constant, you can write outside. D by dt of VCM bar, that means dVCM bar by dt is equal to M1 you write outside, dV1 bar by dt plus M2 into dV2 bar by dt plus and so on. What is dVCM bar by dt? What is dVCM bar by dt? What is dVCM bar by dt? Acceleration of center of mass, no? So M into, it is the acceleration of center of mass ACM bar is equal to M1 into acceleration of the first particle, M2 into acceleration of the second particle plus M3 into acceleration of the third particle and so on. Where ACM is the acceleration of the center of mass, A1, A2, A3 and so on are the accelerations of the different particles in a system. If all accelerations are along the same straight line path, maybe along the same direction or opposite direction, in such case we can write directly MACM is equal to M1A1 plus M2A2 like that. If the accelerations are in different directions, in such case we have to write in vector form. In such case we have to write in vector form. Okay. So from this acceleration ACM is equal to M1A1 bar plus M2A2 bar plus and so on by total mass of the system capital M. So this is the formula for acceleration of the center of mass, or MACM bar. Of course, I am writing again this equation. M1A1 bar plus M2A2 bar plus M3A3 bar plus and so on. What is this M1A1 bar? What is this M1A1 bar? What is this M1A1 bar? Force acts on the first particle. M2A2 bar. Force acts on the second particle. So F1 bar plus F2 bar. This is a force. Force acts on the first particle, force acts on the second particle, like that. That means suppose if you apply the external force on the system, if you apply the external force on the system, and a system only particles, the system is composed of so many number of particles having masses M1, M2, M3 like that. On the system you apply some force, external force. Okay, then that external force acts on here. In this force, that external force, the component of the external force acts on that particle, on each and every particle. And at the same time, in a system, as the number of particles are there, here number of particles are there like this, then in between these two particles, attraction or repulsion is there. This particle attracts this particle in this direction, this particle attracts this in this particle in this direction. Suppose if you take a body, in this body number of particles are there, each and every particle attracts the other particle. Okay, this particle attracts this particle, this particle attracts this particle in this direction. Okay, here the force that exists between the two particles, that is the internal force. That is the internal force. So in the system, on each and every particle, some internal force is also there. When you apply the external force on the system, then a component of the external force also acts on the particle, acts on each and every particle in a system. That's why this F1 bar is composed of internal force, sum of the internal force and external force. Sum of the internal force and external force, that is equal to F external plus F internal. This total force acts on the entire system is equal to F external plus F internal, but the net F internal acts on each and every particle becomes 0. The net internal force acts on each and every particle becomes 0, because suppose here there is another particle. Here this particle attracts this particle in this direction, this particle attracts in this direction. Here also suppose here another particle is there. This particle attracts in this direction. These two forces are cancel each other. So internal force on each and every particle becomes 0. That's why there is no contribution of internal force acts on each and every particle. Here net internal force is 0. Therefore, MACM bar is equal to F external force only. That means when you apply the external force, okay, when you apply the external force on a system, then that external force acts on a system is equal to mass of the system into acceleration of center of mass. That means when you apply the external force on a system, that external force can be applied exactly at the center of mass only. As the center of mass, total mass of the system seems to be present. Such a total mass of the system at the center of mass into acceleration of the center of mass, that gives the total external force acts on the system. External force acts on the system. That's why from this it is clear that the total mass can be imagined at the center of mass. Therefore, at this point, the total mass of system can be imagined at the center of mass. But there is no contribution to the acceleration of the center of mass by internal forces. Internal force వలన center of mass యొక్క acceleration లో ఎటువంటి contribution ఉండదు కాబట్టి internal forces does not alter the state of center of mass. It's very, very important point. Because of internal forces, the net internal force acts on each and every particle in the system is 0. That's why there is no influence of the internal force on the any particle. That's why there is no influence of the internal force on the center of mass of the system. That's why internal force does not alter the state of the center of mass. Internal force does not state means that may be in motion or at rest. It does not alter the state of center of mass, means if the center of mass moves with certain velocity, there is no influence of the internal force on the velocity of center of mass. If the center of mass moves with certain acceleration, there is no influence of the internal force on the acceleration of center of mass. That means there is no influence of the internal force on the state of center of mass. State means maybe in motion or maybe at rest or maybe moving with constant acceleration. That acceleration that does not influence by the internal force on the system. Okay, that's why internal force does not alter the state of center of mass. That is the conclusion that can be drawn from that equation. Therefore, internal forces does not influence the state of center of mass. Internal force does not influence the state of center of mass. It's very, very important one. Okay. Now, related to this one, some applications I want to discuss are some note points. Suppose along vertical direction there are two particles. Along vertical direction there are two particles. Of course, on y-axis you imagine it is origin. The first particle is at distance y1 having mass m1. Second particle is at a distance y2 having mass m2. Definitely the central mass of these two particles lies between these two, no? Definitely the central mass lies, the central mass of these two particles lies between these two, somewhere else. Here suppose central mass lies here. Then the y coordinate of central mass or the distance of central mass from the origin, that is say ycm. So how we can write ycm value? Tell me. How we can write the ycm value? Sai Ganesh, what is your doubt? Sai Ganesh. Sai Ganesh, what is your doubt? Yeah, m1 y1 plus m2 y2 by m1 plus m2 we can write. YCM is equal to m1 y1 plus m2 y2 by m1 plus m2 we can write. Okay. Here m1 y1 plus m2 y2 by m1 plus m2 we can write. Okay. Suppose the first particle displaces by a distance delta y1. First particle is displaced by a distance delta y1. Central mass displaced in the same direction by delta ycm. That means the displacement of the central mass is delta ycm. Then what is the displacement of second particle? Delta y2 is equal to question mark. They may ask like that. అంటే పార్టికల్స్ ఇనిషియల్ గా ఇట్లా ఉన్నాయండి. ఫస్ట్ పార్టికల్ ని డెల్టా y1 డిస్టెన్స్ మూవ్ చేసాం. అప్పుడు సెంట్రల్ మాస్ కూడా సపోజ్ ఇటువైపు మూవ్ అయింది అనుకుందాం పైకి. అప్పుడు వాట్ అబౌట్ ద డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ ది సెకండ్ పార్టికల్? అంటే వెన్ త్రూ వాట్ డిస్టెన్స్ ద సెకండ్ పార్టికల్ ఇస్ డిస్ప్లేస్డ్, the central mass of the two particles will displace by this one whenever first particle displaces a distance equal to delta y1. That means here you see, suppose there is a small change in the displacement of the first particle, second particle, then displacement of the central mass delta ycm, then delta ycm is equal to we can write m1 delta y1 plus m2 delta y2 by m1 plus m2. We can write like this. But while substituting the data here, suppose delta y1 is in upward direction. It is the reference line, difference direction. All displacements must be along the upwards only. And if delta y1 upwards direction positive ga తీసుకున్నాం అనుకోండి, when you take the displacement of the first particle in upward direction as positive, okay, if any particle is displaced in opposite direction, we have to take minus sign. Suppose here first the displacement of the first particle is displaced through a distance delta y1 upwards, that is the reference direction. Central mass is also displaced along the same direction according to the problem. That's why you, while substituting the data here, you substitute plus only, because delta ycm is also in the same direction. Suppose delta y1 is upwards, delta ycm is downwards. Delta y1 is the reference direction. Delta ycm downwards means you take minus sign. You put minus sign while substituting the data. Then you calculate delta y2. If you get delta y2 positive, that indicates the second particle displaces upwards. If it is negative, that is opposite to this one. That's why delta y2 is in this direction. In such a way we have to write. This concept is also important. Once on mains, in mains paper it was asked. Is the volume is audible to you or not? While I'm explaining, is my voice is hearable to you or not? Are you able to hear my voice or not? Is it having low volume? Okay, somebody else mentioned in the chat box. Okay, volume is properly there. You check, you in your system you increase the volume. In your system you increase the volume. Okay, right. Next, of course, along the x direction also we can write the same like this only. That is enough. Next, Boltzmann system. So in previous explanation we observed that internal forces does not alter the internal forces. Already said internal forces does not alter the state of center of mass. State of center of mass. That means if the center of mass move with certain acceleration ACM, then even internal forces changes. The center of mass acceleration does not alter. That means state does not change. State of center of mass does not change. Okay, already I said. So third one, boatman system. That's very, very important concept. Definitely they may ask one question based on this concept. Suppose here there is a river. Here there is a river. On the surface of the water in a river, one boat is floating. One boat is floating on the surface of the water. Suppose this is the water. It is the bank of the river. It is bank. It is the bank of the river. One boat is floating. One boat is floating over the surface of the water. One boat is floating over the surface of the water. The mass of the boat is Kaplan. The mass of the boat is Kaplan. Okay, initially the boat is at a distance x0 from the bank of the river. From the bank of the river, the boat is initially at a distance x0. Okay, one man stands at one end of the boat. The mass of the boat is Kaplan, mass of the man is small m. Mass of the boat is Kaplan and mass of the man is small m. Okay, here the length of the boat is Kaplan. Length of the boat is Kaplan. Okay, now initially the man boat system is at rest, and at the time the distance of the boat from the bank is x0. Where the center of mass of man boat system lies, actually if the man is not there, the center of mass of the boat lies exactly at the midpoint. That means here, exactly at the midpoint. Okay, whenever the man is also there, the center of mass of the man lies exactly at the midpoint. Of course, along this horizontal direction, center of mass of the man lies here. Center of mass of the boat lies here. Here at the center of mass of the man, we can imagine small m. At the center of mass of the boat, we can imagine capital M. The center of mass of man boat system lies in between these two somewhere else here. That is the center of mass of the system of man and boat. The center of mass of the system of man and boat lies somewhere here. Okay, now suppose if the man walks from one end to other end of the boat or through certain distance. Ante here the man is walking in the boat from one end to other end, away from the bank of the river. Bank of the river దగ్గర నుంచి away అంటే ఇటువైపుకి. From the bank of the river, away from the bank of the river, inside the boat, the man travel through certain distance in the boat. That means with respect to boat, the man travel from one end to other end. That means that is the relative displacement of the man with respect to boat. Relative displacement of the man with respect to boat. That is say R relative. Or you say that is L relative. L relative. L relative means relative displacement of the man with respect to boat. Suppose if the man travels from one end to another end inside the boat, then relative displacement is equal to L. If the man travel up to certain distance here only, up to this only. Suppose if the man travel through certain distance only inside the boat. Here it is the relative displacement of here. L relative is this one. L relative. L relative means relative displacement of the man with respect to boat is this one. అంటే boat నుంచి మనం అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తుంటే man just ఇంత distance travel చేశాడు. So relative displacement of man with respect to boat, comma L relative. లేదా relative displacement of the man with respect to boat, that is equal to L relative. Okay, relative displacement of the man with respect to boat, that is LMB, that is equal to, okay, LMB, you keep like this, L relative. If the man travels from one end to other end, then this L relative is equal to capital L, because length of the boat is capital L, no? So with respect to boat, when you see the man as he travels from one end to other end, then the relative displacement of the man with respect to boat is equal to length of the boat. That's why you can write L. It is general case. It is the general case. Okay, relative displacement of the man with respect to boat is this one. You write in vector form, relative displacement, like this. Or we can write S relative. Instead of writing L, S relative you write. S relative. Here also. Relative displacement of the man with respect to boat, S relative. S relative is equal to relative displacement of the man with respect to boat. That is equal to displacement of the man minus displacement of the boat. From this, displacement of the man is equal to relative displacement plus SB we can write. Okay, of course in vector form you write. So displacement of the man with respect to earth is equal to relative displacement of the man with respect to boat plus displacement of the boat with respect to earth. Okay, therefore you see initially here, no doubt, whenever the man move in forward direction by walking inside the boat, by means of foot, he pushes the boat in backward direction, no? By means of foot, while the man is walking inside the boat, by means of his foot, he pushes the boat in backward direction and he travel in forward direction. That means whenever the man travel in forward direction, definitely boat travel in backward direction, like this. Definitely, even on the surface of the earth also, if you want to move in forward direction, if you want to move in forward direction, we have to push the boat in backward direction. Then only we can go in forward. We will move in forward direction. We will move in forward direction. We will move in forward direction. 1 minute. Okay, students, our principal sir, Chakradhar sir wants to speak with you few minutes. Okay. Okay. Suppose when we are walking on the floor, without pushing the floor in backward direction, are you able to move in forward direction? Just you check. No. So another example, on the here at the seashore, on the sandy floor. Suppose if you are walking in forward direction, you can observe the sand particles move back forward. Sand particles are thrown backwards. Then only you can walk in forward direction. Have you observed? Varshit Reddy? Why here on the sandy floor, when we are walking in forward direction, we see that the sand particles thrown backward. Why they thrown backwards? Why they are projected backwards? As by means of our foot, we pushes the sand particles in backward direction. As the sand particles are having no rigidity, those particles fly off in backward direction. On the floor, we push the floor in backward direction. Of course, as it is rigid, strong, it cannot move in backward direction. We move in forward direction. I think, yeah, in case of cycle also, even in case of cycle also same. Okay, I think Varshit Reddy, you could understand now. Okay, right. You see, here whenever the man move in forward direction, obviously he pushes the boat in backward direction. Here the force exerted by man on the boat, that is the internal force. Because we consider the man boat together a system. Man boat రెండు కలిపి ఒక సిస్టమ్ గా ట్రీట్ చేస్తున్నాం. దాంట్లో ఆ సిస్టమ్ లో మ్యాన్ వలన బోట్ మీద ఫోర్స్ పనిచేస్తుంది బై మీన్స్ ఆఫ్ హిస్ ఫుట్. దట్ ఈస్ ద ఇంటర్నల్ ఫోర్స్. ఈస్ ద ఇంటర్నల్ ఫోర్స్ ఆల్టర్ ద స్టేట్ ఆఫ్ సెంటర్ మాస్? Is internal force alters the state of center mass? No. That's why the center mass of man boat system lies here only. Center mass of man boat system lies here only, but man move back forward direction. That's why definitely boat has to move in backward direction to maintain the center mass of man boat system at the same point. ఒకవేళ బోట్ బ్యాక్ మూవ్ కాకుండా మ్యాన్ ఒకటి ఇటువైపు మూవ్ అవుతాం అనుకోండి, సెంటర్ మాస్ మూవ్ అయిపోతుంది. దట్ వైలేట్స్ ద కాన్సెప్ట్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్డ్ ఐ సో ఫార్. Okay, that's why whenever the man move in forward direction, definitely boat is pushed back so that the boat travel in backward direction. Hence, the center mass, the boat move backward so that the center mass lies at the same point, because internal force does not alter the state of the center of mass. So, what is the displacement of the boat means? That is say SB. Displacement of the man is say SM. Relative displacement of man with respect to boat is S relative. As all are moving along the same straight line. Of course, they may move in forward direction or backward direction, but along the same straight line as they travel, we can write simply like this also. SM is equal to S relative plus SB. Simply we can write like this also. This is equation 1. Okay, now here as the center mass is here from the seashore, from the bank of the river, as the center mass is here, the distance of center mass from the bank of the river, say SCM, the distance of center mass SCM is equal to, tell me, what is the formula? Here the displacement of center mass, already I said the first point. It is, you imagine the same formula along x-axis, you imagine displacement of center mass delta SCM is equal to mass of the one particle means say man, mass of the man small m into displacement of the man. Displacement of the man means SM we have taken, SM, plus mass of the boat capital M into displacement of the boat SB, whole by total mass of the system M plus capital M. Is any displacement of center mass of the man boat system? For man boat system, for man boat system, displacement of center mass of the man boat system is equal to, according to this formula we have written, is there any change in the, is there any displacement in the center mass whenever the man walks from one end to other end or through certain distance inside the boat? No. That's why delta SCM is equal to 0, no? Delta SCM is equal to 0. Therefore, M into displacement of the man plus capital M into displacement of the boat is equal to 0. This is very, very important formula. This is very, very important formula. Okay, now okay, here from this formula you see M into displacement of the man. Here from this formula displacement of the man is equal to, we can write like this, no? Suppose if you want to find the displacement of the man with respect to earth, displacement of the boat with respect to earth, that means you see displacement of the man, instead of this one you substitute SM is equal to S relative plus SB, no? You substitute instead of SM, you substitute S relative plus SB. It is the relative displacement of the man with respect to boat. SRM, S relative means displacement of the man with respect to boat. Okay. So instead of SM, I have written this one. plus capillum into displacement of the boat, that is equal to 0, or m s relative plus m into sb plus capillum into sb. You take sb common, then m plus capillum into sb, that is equal to 0, or displacement of the boat, comma sb is equal to, you see, you keep this m plus m into sb here only, you write this m s relative in this direction, so that you will get m into relative displacement. Okay, sb is equal to this by m plus m, so by m plus m, it is the displacement of the boat with respect to bank of the river or with respect to earth. అంటే ఎర్త్ నుంచి కనుక అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే బోట్ ఇంత డిస్టెన్స్ ట్రావెల్ చేస్తుంది. మైనస్ సైన్ రిప్రజెంట్స్ when the man travel in forward direction, boat travel in backward direction through a distance equal to sb, through a distance equal to sb. I think you could understand. Varshit Reddy, previously you asked, when the man travel in forward direction, how the boat move back. So from this, it is clear that the displacement of the boat is in backward direction. The displacement of the boat is in backward direction. Okay. Now, whenever the man travel through a distance equal to s relative, as the boat travel through a distance sb, at that time, what is the distance of the boat from the bank of the river? At this time, what is the displacement of the boat with respect to from the bank of the river? Initially, it is at a distance equal to, you say this is s naught, because we have written all in terms of s, no? That's why here you write s naught. You write s naught. Okay, now, whenever the man travel through a distance equal to s relative with respect to boat, then at what distance the boat lies, means this is the distance, that is equal to s naught minus sb, no? This is s naught minus sb is the distance of the boat from the bank of the river. Now, distance of boat from bank of river is equal to s naught minus sb. Of course, while substituting the data, we should not put minus sign again, because from this s naught we subtracted this magnitude of this sb, that means modulus of this one. So that is equal to s naught minus sb, means simply you write m s relative by m plus capillum. It is the distance of the boat from the bank of the river. Next, what is the displacement of the man inside the boat with respect to bank of the river? Actually, with respect to boat, the man travel a distance equal to s relative. But what is the here? అంటే ఇక్కడ బోట్ లో నుంచి మనం మ్యాన్ కనుక అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే, అప్పుడు మ్యాన్ ఇంత డిస్టెన్స్ ట్రావెల్ చేస్తాడు ఫ్రమ్ ది బ్యాంక్ ఆఫ్ ది రివర్. ఇఫ్ యూ అబ్జర్వ్ ద సేమ్ మ్యాన్, త్రూ వాట్ డిస్టెన్స్ ద మ్యాన్ ట్రావెల్? సో displacement of the man they asked, that means sm they asked. From this formula, from equation 2, this is a equation 3, from 2, sm is equal to minus m into sb by small m. Okay, this is equal to minus m by small m into sb, means sb is equal to, we got here, minus m into s relative by small m plus capital M. Here, of course, small m cancel. Therefore, the displacement of the man, with respect to earth or with respect to bank of river, comma, sm is equal to minus plus capital M into s relative by m plus capital M. It is also very, very important formula. Of course, we should not remember the formulas. Concept we have to remember, and based on that concept, you have to do the problem. Because you see, actually, with respect to boat, the man travel a distance s relative. కానీ అదే టైంలో ఈ బ్యాంక్ నుంచి కనుక మ్యాన్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే, ద మ్యాన్ ట్రావెల్ ఏ డిస్టెన్స్ ఈక్వల్ టు లెస్ దాన్ ఎస్ relative. You see, because this denominator is more than this m, that's why definitely this value is less than s relative. అంటే యాక్చువల్ గా విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు బోట్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే ఒక 20 మీటర్ డిస్టెన్స్ ట్రావెల్ చేస్తారు అనుకోండి, ఫ్రమ్ ది బ్యాంక్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే ఏ 14 ఉంటుంది. ఎందుకంటే ఒక 6 మీటర్ డిస్టెన్స్ బోట్ ఇటువైపు ట్రావెల్ చేస్తుంది అనుకోండి, ఇతను ట్రావెల్ చేసిన డిస్టెన్స్ లో 6 సబ్ట్రాక్ట్ చేయండి, అప్పుడు 14గా వచ్చేది. యాక్చువల్ గా విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు బోట్ 20 ట్రావెల్ చేశాడు, అదే టైంలో బోట్ బ్యాక్ 4 మీటర్ వచ్చేసింది. అప్పుడు మ్యాన్ విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు ఎర్త్ ఎంత డిస్టెన్స్ ఫార్వర్డ్ డైరెక్షన్ లో ట్రావెల్ చేశాడంటే 20 - 6 అంటే 14. ఆ 14 మనకి బ్యాంక్ ఆఫ్ ది రివర్ దగ్గర నుంచి అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే మనకు కనిపిస్తుంది ఆ డిస్టెన్స్. అది విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు బోట్ అయితే ఎస్ఎల్టీ వే, విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు బ్యాంక్ ఆఫ్ ది రివర్ అంటే తక్కువ ఉంటుంది. అయితే మనకి పాజిటివ్ వచ్చింది కాబట్టి విత్ రెస్పెక్ట్ టు బ్యాంక్ ఆఫ్ ది రివర్ డెఫినెట్ గా మ్యాన్ ఇటువైపుకి కొంత డిస్టెన్స్ ట్రావెల్ చేసినట్టుగా కనిపిస్తుంది. ఓకే, delta x SCM here. Okay, I will explain, Mr. Varshit Reddy. Already explained here. Again, I will explain. Whenever the man travel in forward direction, the man pushes the boat in backward direction. So when you consider the man boat system, the force exerted by man on the boat in backward direction, that is the internal force. Internal force does not alter the state of the center of mass. That's why initially, as the boat is at rest and man is at rest, center of mass is here. So state of the center of mass is, that is rest, at rest. Whenever the man travel like this, man pushes the boat backwards, that is the internal force. ఇంటర్నల్ ఫోర్స్ వల్ల సెంటర్ మాస్ యొక్క పొజిషన్ మారదు కాబట్టి డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ సెంటర్ మాస్ జీరో కదా. మ్యాన్ వాక్ చేయడం వల్ల డిస్ప్లేస్మెంట్ ఆఫ్ సెంటర్ మాస్ ఏ ఉండదు, అంటే డెల్టా ఎస్సిఎం జీరోనే కదా. ఓకే, రైట్. సో దిస్ కాన్సెప్ట్ ఈస్ వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఓకే, నౌ what is the distance? Now whenever the man travel through a distance equal to SL2 with respect to boat, now what is the distance of the man from the bank of the river? Distance of man from the bank of the river, distance of man from bank of river by geometry, you tell me. Bank of river is equal to man ఇటు నుంచి ఇటువైపు ఎంత డిస్టెన్స్ ట్రావెల్ చేశాడు? SM. ఆల్రెడీ ఇనిషియల్ గా at what distance man lies? At S0. He traveled a distance equal to SM. So S0 plus SM is the S0 plus SM is the distance of the man from the bank of the river. Now, yes, very good. S0 plus SM. Vikyat. Okay, you are right. No doubt. Raj, where you are having doubts? Mr. Raj, I will unmute you. You ask me where you are having doubts. Displacement of boat. Where is display? Okay, displacement of the boat. Okay, here have you understood this point, this equation? Delta SM is 0, no? That's why I made delta SM 0. Then MSM plus MSB is equal to 0, no? MSM plus MSB is equal to 0. MSM plus MSB is equal to 0. But SM is equal to, we got this one. SL2 plus SB, I have written, plus MSB is equal to 0. Here, M into SL2, small m into SL2 plus small m into SB plus capital M into SB. SB I have taken common. M plus M into SB is equal to 0. Then what is SB? This is equal to minus MSL2. SB is equal to minus MSL2 by M plus M. Okay, Raj. Raj, have you understood? Okay, man. Right. So this is the boatman system. I will erase this one. Same concept in case of balloon and man system. Balloon man system. Same concept. Note 2. Balloon man system. Suppose this is the balloon. This is the balloon. To this balloon, a rope ladder is there. To this balloon, a rope ladder is there, like this. It is the rope ladder. It is the rope ladder. The mass of the balloon along with this rope ladder is Kepler. The mass of the balloon, Kepler. Mass of balloon with ladder. Mass of balloon with rope ladder. That means the ladder is made with rope. With rope ladder. Okay. Now a man stands by held the rope ladder. The man stands at the lower end. The man stands at the lower end, like this. Mass of the man, small m. Mass of the man, small m. So the man by held the rope ladder, the man stands at the lower end of the rope, like this. Now the man balloon system is under equilibrium. Ante ee balloon with ladder plus man illandaru kuda equilibrium lo unnaru. Equilibrium lo unnarante actually the weight of the balloon and the mass weight of the man both acts downwards direction, and at the same time whatever the volume of the balloon, of course the volume of the man that can be neglected, whatever the volume of the balloon, the equivalent volume of the air is displaced from this place. ఇక్కడ బెలూన్ ఇంత వాల్యూమ్ అక్వై చేసిందంటే దానికి ఈక్వలెంట్ వాల్యూమ్ గల ఏరియా నుంచి డిస్ప్లేస్ అయినట్లే కదా. ఆ డిస్ప్లేస్ అయిన ఏరియా యొక్క వెయిట్ ఈ బెలూన్ మీద అపోర్ డైరెక్షన్ లో పనిచేస్తుంది. దాన్ని బైండ్ ఫోర్స్ అంటాం. దాన్ని మనం బైండ్ ఫోర్స్ అంటాం. బైండ్ ఫోర్స్ ఏమో అపోర్ డైరెక్షన్ లో పనిచేస్తుంది. వెయిట్ ఆఫ్ ది మ్యాన్ విత్ బెలూన్ డౌన్ డైరెక్షన్ లో పనిచేస్తుంది. యాజ్ బోత్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ ఎట్ దట్ ఇన్స్టెంట్, దిస్ ఈజ్ అండర్ ఈక్విలిబ్రియం నౌ. It is under equilibrium now. Okay. Fourth note. Okay, I will write fourth note. This is fourth note. Okay. Now the here balloon man system is under equilibrium initially. Balloon man system is under equilibrium. Okay, now with respect to balloon or with respect to ladder, of course balloon with ladder, that is one object, man is one object. Okay, there are two objects. With respect to balloon or with respect to ladder of the balloon, the man travel through a distance equal to y relative upwards. And with respect to ladder, with respect to balloon or with respect to ladder of the balloon, the man travel a distance equal to y relative upwards. By just on the ladder he is walking upwards through a distance y relative. Just like how the man in the boat travel through a distance s relative, here he travel a distance y relative upwards. Whenever he travel a distance y relative upwards, then at the same time here you see, whenever the man moving upwards, definitely the man pushes this ladder downwards by means of his foot. ఇక్కడ ladder మీద మనం పైకి వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు by means of our foot, whenever you push the ladder downwards, then only we can move upwards. Otherwise without pushing, can we move upwards in the ladder, on the ladder? Without pushing the ladder downwards, are you able to move upwards on the ladder? No. That's why here while moving upwards on the ladder, we push the ladder downwards with certain force. Here ladder and man, this ladder, this balloon ladder and man, these two together you consider as a system. In a system, while the man moving upwards, he pushes the ladder downwards by applying force. That is the internal force. Initially, suppose the central mass of the ladder and balloon, this man and balloon system, the central mass lies here. Say, while the man moving upwards, he pushes the balloon or ladder downwards with certain force, which is the internal force. Internal force does not alter the central mass. That's why whenever the man moving upwards, definitely the balloon comes down. Suppose the balloon comes down through a distance equal to say y balloon. From the earth, when you observe the balloon, when the man move upwards with respect to balloon through a distance y relative, suppose the balloon comes down through a distance yb, because the man pushes the balloon downwards by pushing the ladder downwards. మ్యాన్ పైకి వెళ్ళేటప్పుడు ఈ ల్యాడర్ ని కిందకి పుష్ చేస్తున్నాడు కాబట్టి మరి ల్యాడర్ ఫిక్స్ చేస్తుంది బెలూన్ కాబట్టి బెలూన్ YB డిస్టెన్స్ కిందకి వచ్చింది. ఫ్రమ్ ది ఎర్త్ వెన్ యూ అబ్జర్వ్ ద సిచ్యువేషన్ ద బెలూన్ కమ్స్ డౌన్ త్రూ ఏ డిస్టెన్స్ YB. From the ground only when you observe the man, even though with respect to ladder or with respect to balloon, whenever the man travel upwards through a distance YL2, from the ground when you observe the man travel a distance equal to YM only. Here this Y relative displacement of man with respect to ladder or balloon is equal to Y relative is equal to Y relative. YM is the displacement of man with respect to earth. We need not mention with respect to earth always. YB displacement of balloon with ladder with respect to earth only. Okay. Now whenever the man climbing by the ladder, he pushes the ladder downwards. That is the internal force. As the internal force does not alter the state of center of mass, delta YCM is equal to 0. No, actually delta YCM means m1 into displacement of the man upwards. Sorry, mass of the man is small m. No, so mass of the man m1 y1 plus m2 y2 like that. M1 means m into displacement of the man upwards ym plus capital M into displacement of the balloon y2 means YB by m plus capital M. So whenever the man climbs the ladder in upward direction, in that case the center of mass of the man ladder system does not alter. So therefore but delta YCM equal 0. Always I need not write, because as the internal forces does not alter the state of the center of mass, delta YCM is equal to 0. You put 0. Then same ladder man board system only here also. MYM plus capital M into YB is equal to 0 when you do cross multiplication. Okay, then here we see here relative displacement of the man with respect to ladder. That means displacement of man with respect to ladder or with respect to balloon, that is Y relative, which is equal to YM minus YB. Of course, along vertical direction. That's why we can write simply Y relative, because the man ladder both travel along the same straight line only. That's why you can write directly YM minus YB. Okay. Next, what is the YM value? YM is equal to Y relative plus YB. Here M into YM means we can write Y relative plus YB plus M into YB is equal to 0, or YB is equal to minus M into Y relative by small m plus capital M. It is the displacement of the balloon. Already I said here Y relative is taken upwards, that is the reference direction, but we got minus sign. YB minus sign means balloon comes down through a distance, this one. Similarly, what is the displacement of the man? What is the displacement of the man? YM we have to find from the same formula here, from this formula only. MYM plus capital M YB is equal to 0. YM we have to find plus capital M into YB means from this formula YB, of course we can substitute this also. YB means we got minus M into Y relative by capital M plus small m. You will get that is equal to 0. Okay, here therefore MYM is equal to plus M into Y relative by M plus capital M. Small m cancel now. Therefore YM is equal to M into Y relative by M plus capital M. And from the ground when you observe the man with respect to balloon, even the man travel a distance equal to Y relative. With respect to earth, the man seems to be travel a small distance only, less than this distance only, that is equal to YM. Of course, as we got positive, it is upward direction. As we got negative, balloon comes down to maintain the center of mass at the same place. Same concept. Boatman system only here. Sorry. Boatman system only. Okay. Next. Shall I erase this one? Shall I erase this one? Hemisphere, Varshit Reddy, hemisphere, everything will be later after completion of all concepts I will discuss. After completion of different cases, because hemisphere, semicircular ring, everyone based on the integration method, I will say at last after completion of these all these points. Because if all these points are over, more number of problems we can do. Today I will send the notes. Okay, Mr. Siddharth. Yeah, it is this in this week only. Okay, I will erase. Next, fifth point. Suppose it is one platform. It is one platform moving with a velocity Vp towards right. Of course, velocity of the platform is not given. Actually, it is at rest on the smooth surface. It is at rest on the smooth horizontal surface. The platform is at rest on the smooth horizontal surface. Okay. One man stands at one end of the platform. One man having mass m stands on the one end of the platform. Mass of the platform is capital M. Mass of the platform is capital M. Okay. Now, suppose this man starts running. If the man starts running with a velocity v relative, that means relative velocity of the man with respect to platform, that is equal to v relative towards right. And a platform is towards right move avutunnadu. Tell me in general in which direction the platform is to travel? Backward means in this direction. Okay, here Vp is not in this direction. So in this direction, because whenever the man running with a velocity v relative in this direction, means velocity of the man with respect to platform in this direction is v relative, that is in this direction. At the same time, while moving the man in forward direction, as he pushes the plank on which he is running in backward direction, definitely plank will move in backward direction. What is that velocity of the plank? We have to find. Same case, velocity of the man with respect to plank. Same concept, man board system. Velocity of the man with respect to plank is equal to velocity of the man minus velocity of the plank. Okay, from this, velocity of the man is equal to velocity of the man with respect to plank plus velocity of the plank. Okay, so now what is the formula for velocity of center of mass? Velocity of center of mass is equal to velocity of center. You see, in case of man plank system, actually in case of plank, center of mass lies exactly at the midpoint where total capital M is there. Here exactly at the person only mass of the man is there. The center of mass of man plank system, ఇక్కడ క్యాపిటల్ M ఉందనుకోండి, ఇక్కడేమో స్మాల్ m ఉందనుకోండి, ఈ రెండింటి యొక్క సెంటర్ మాస్ మధ్యలో ఎక్కడ ఉంటుంది కదా, ఇట్ ఈస్ ద సెంటర్ మాస్ పొజిషన్. సో whenever the man move in forward direction, the plank move in backward direction, but there is no change in the position of center mass. It is still at rest only, because initially plank has no velocity. Initially, man has no velocity. Initially, they are at rest. But whenever the man starts running in forward direction with a relative velocity, this one, what is the velocity of the plank? We know from velocity of center mass VCM bar is equal to mass of the man into velocity of the man bar plus mass of the plank into velocity of the plank by total mass of the system m plus m. But because of man travel in forward direction, there is no velocity of center mass. That's why this is equal to 0. Therefore, m into Vm plus capital M into Vp is equal to 0. Okay, here what is the velocity of the man? What is the velocity of the man? From this formula, you see, from equation 1, m into velocity of the man means velocity of the man with respect to plank plus velocity of the plank. Okay, plus m into Vp, m into Vp bar, that is equal to 0. We need the velocity of the plank. Therefore, you see, small m into Vp plus capital M into Vp. You take Vp common. Vp bar of m plus capital M is equal to, you write this m into Vmp two rights, then it becomes minus m into velocity of man with respect to plank. Therefore, velocity of the plank is equal to minus m into Vmp bar by m plus capital M. I think we got the same formula. Okay, as plank and man both travel along the same straight line, simply we can write Vp is equal to minus m into Vmp by m plus capital M, or minus m into V relative by m plus capital M. Here minus sign represents if the man travel with a relative velocity in this direction, then the plank move backwards. That's why minus sign is there. Suppose if two persons are there, if one more person is also here, if one more person is also there, then mass of the one person into velocity of that person plus mass of the plank into velocity of the plank plus mass of the second person with respect to plank. So mass of the second person into velocity of the second person we have to write. You will be given what is the velocity of the second person with respect to plank, you will be given. So in such case, velocity of the first man is equal to this one, velocity of the second man is equal to relative velocity of the second man with respect to plank plus velocity of the plank. We have to write like that. Plus one more term also we have to write, that is equal to 0. In such a way also they may ask. Okay, right, this is the next one. Shall I raise this one? Last to 20 minutes only. Same concept, boat man system. No, why you are unable to understand this one? I have written directly. Velocity of the man with respect to plank is equal to Vm bar minus Vp bar. Vm bar is equal to Vmp bar plus Vp bar. Then velocity of central mass of the man plank system is equal to formula already. Mass of the man into velocity of the man plus mass of the plank into velocity of the plank. ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ ఈ సిస్టమ్ లో మ్యాన్ ఉన్నాడు, ప్లాంక్ ఉంది, కాబట్టి మాస్ ఆఫ్ ది ప్లాంక్ ఇంటూ వెలాసిటీ ఆఫ్ ది మ్యాన్, సారీ మాస్ ఆఫ్ ది మ్యాన్ ఇంటూ వెలాసిటీ ఆఫ్ ది మ్యాన్ ప్లస్ మాస్ ఆఫ్ ది ప్లాంక్ ఇంటూ వెలాసిటీ ఆఫ్ ది ప్లాంక్ బై దిస్ వన్. అయితే మ్యాన్ మూవ్ అవటం వల్ల సెంటర్ మాస్ మారదు కదా, సెంటర్ మాస్ వెలాసిటీ ఆఫ్ సెంటర్ మాస్ 0, ఎందుకంటే ఇనిషియల్ గా ప్లాంక్ రెస్ట్ లో ఉంది, మ్యాన్ రెస్ట్ లో ఉన్నారు, కాబట్టి ఇనిషియల్ వెలాసిటీ ఆఫ్ సెంటర్ మాస్ 0. మ్యాన్ మూవ్ అవటం వల్ల సెంటర్ మాస్ వెలాసిటీ మారదు అన్లెస్ యూ అప్లై ఎనీ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఫోర్స్ ఆన్ ది సిస్టమ్. కాబట్టి వెలాసిటీ ఆఫ్ సెంటర్ మాస్ 0 చేస్తుంది, దాని నుంచి ఈ ఈక్వేషన్ వచ్చింది. ఇక్కడ Vm అంటే ఈ వాల్యూ తీసుకొని సబ్స్టిట్యూట్ చేస్తాం, దాని నుంచి Vp ఈక్వల్ ఎంతో ఫైండ్ అవుట్ చేస్తాం. దాంట్లో అండర్స్టాండ్ కాందే ఉంది, ఇందాక చెప్పిందే కదా అది కూడా. ఓకే, ఇఫ్ టూ మ్యాన్స్ ఆర్ దేర్, సపోజ్ ఇక్కడ ఇంకో మ్యాన్ కూడా ఉన్నాడు, అతను ఇటువైపు పరిగెడుతున్నాడు అనుకోండి, అప్పుడు మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడ ఇంకో టర్మ్ కూడా వస్తుంది, ఇది ప్లస్ మాస్ ఆఫ్ ది సెకండ్ పర్సన్ టు వెలాసిటీ ఆఫ్ ది సెకండ్ పర్సన్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు రైట్. Okay, I will say one example problem we will do. At that time you can understand very clearly. Okay, right, next. Shift in center of mass. Okay, next. What is the number? Seventh one. I think seventh one. Sixth one. Okay. Sixth one. Suppose there is a add fluid mission. Here it is the add fluid mission. Already you know add fluid mission. To find the acceleration due to gravity, we use this mission. One light string is passed over the light frictionless pulley like this. And at the two ends of the string, two blocks of masses m1 and m2 are fixed. Of course, here you take m2 greater than m1. Then when you release them, definitely m2 comes down, m1 rises up with, of course, as both are connected to the two ends of the light in extensible string, both travel with the same acceleration, but one in upward direction, another one is in downward direction. Okay, now what is the acceleration of the each block? Here we see the tension of the string. Whenever the blocks are moving like this, the tension of the string here is says T. Then as it is the same string, same tension acts in this direction. Here weight M1Z acts downwards direction, M2Z acts downwards direction. For this block, if M1Z acts downwards and T upwards, even then as this block move upwards means T greater than M1Z. That's why T minus M1Z is equal to mass M1 into acceleration A. Of course, if you are having idea about the formula, directly we can write A is equal to M2 minus M1 by M1 plus M2 into Z. Directly we can write. Otherwise, we had to do like this. For this, M2 is the downwards, T upwards. Even then, as the block comes down, this is greater. That's why M2Z minus T is equal to M2 into A. Okay, when you add these two, then you will get acceleration of the any block A is equal to M2 minus M1 by M2 plus M1 into Z you will get. This is the acceleration of any block. Now, what is the acceleration of the center mass? Here in a system, there are two blocks. First block travel in upward direction, second block travel downward direction with the same acceleration. Here at certain instant of time, whenever the two blocks are here, the line joining two blocks is this one. So center mass of these two blocks lies somewhere here now. This is the center mass of the two blocks. Then acceleration of center mass is say ACM. Acceleration of center mass is say ACM. What is that acceleration of center mass? Acceleration of center mass of two blocks. That is question mark. Okay. Acceleration of center mass ACM is equal to general formula M1A1 plus M2A2 by M1 plus M2. Because in a system there are two blocks having accelerations A1, A2 like this. Then what is the acceleration of center mass? Okay. So here ACM is equal to M1 into what is the acceleration of the first one? Acceleration of the first one is in upward direction. You take this acceleration as a reference. So A upwards plus M2 into A2. A2 means same acceleration only. A2 is equal to A, A1 is equal to A. Both are same but downwards. That's why you write minus A. Whole by M1 plus M2. Therefore, M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2 into acceleration A. That is equal to M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2 into A means you write this one. M2 minus M1 by M2 plus M1 into Z. Therefore, acceleration of center mass of two blocks here is equal to, you see, you take minus common. When you take minus common, it becomes M2 minus M1. Here M2 minus M1 is there by M1 plus M2, M1 plus M2. That's why minus M2 minus M1 by M2 plus M1 whole square we can write now into Z. This is the formula for acceleration of the center of mass. Suppose next, seventh one. Okay, you write this one. Fast. Shall I raise this one? I will send the notes to you. I will send the notes to you. Okay. in integrated materials, these all are completely crystal clear. All points are there with sentences also. That's why from the beginning onwards, I am requesting you all to purchase the integrated material first. Because here the formulas are there. What is this ACM means? We should remember. Oh, it is the acceleration of central mass. It is the acceleration of first body. You have to remember like this. But in integrated material, every point is given. A1 is the acceleration of the first body. ACM is the acceleration of central mass. Everything is clear in that. That's why you better to purchase as early as possible. Okay, next seventh one. Suppose there is a wedge. It is fixed. Here, angle of inclination of this surface is theta 1. Here, this surface is theta 2. Here, by means of a frictionless pulley, a string is passed over the frictionless pulley, and here one block is fixed, here another block is fixed like this. M1, M2. Okay, then which block travel? In which direction the blocks will travel? Suppose if you are given M2 greater than M1, we cannot say M2 comes down and M1 rises up. We cannot say directly because these are not hanging vertically by means of strings as in previous case. Okay, ఇక్కడ కొంత ఇంక్లినేషన్ తో ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి the weight here smooth surface only. These all are smooth surfaces, smooth. So the weight component along the inclined plane already you know. Directly I am writing M2z sine theta 2. Here the weight component in this direction is M1z sine theta 1. Okay, here when you release them, the two blocks may move like this or two blocks may move like this. That means if this is greater than this one, then two blocks move like this. If it is greater than this one, the two blocks move like this. So based on that only we can say in which direction the blocks travel. Okay, so here if M2z sine theta 2 greater than M1z sine theta 1, comma, then okay, so acceleration A is equal to along the direction of motion of the two blocks. Net force means as it is greater than this one, it is in this direction, it is in opposite direction in the path of motion of the two blocks. That's why net force is equal to M2z sine theta 2 minus this one M1z sine theta 1 whole by, because of this net force, as the two blocks will move like this, then total mass moved M2 plus M1 or M1 plus M2. This is the acceleration of the two blocks. Of course, ma ఇటువైపు ఎక్కువ ఉందని తీసుకున్నాం కాబట్టి acceleration of this block is in this direction. A2 is equal to A. A2 is equal to A in this direction, as it is the block of mass M1. Acceleration A1 is equal to A in this direction. Okay. Now, what is the acceleration of central mass of the two blocks? Here, the line joining the two blocks is this one. Definitely, central mass may lies here. Central mass. Acceleration of central mass is equal to question mark. As in previous case, the accelerations of the two blocks are not along vertical direction. What, Sriram? What is your doubt? What, Sriram? What is your doubt? ఏంటమ్మా యాటిట్యూడ్ మిషన్ లో I will unmute you, Sriram. You speak with me. Sriram. P. Sriram. P. Sriram. Yes, you can do it directly also. Vikyat. Sriram, you are not unmuting. Sriram, now you speak. Sriram, you are unmuted again. You are muted, huh? Sriram. Okay, he's not receiving that one. Already I unmuted and immediately he muted. Okay, you see, acceleration of the two blocks here, acceleration of each block is this one in magnitude. But as in active mission, the accelerations are not along the same straight line. One is upwards, one is downwards. It is not like this. They are in different directions. That's why we have to write these accelerations in vector form. These accelerations in vector form. Here you see, acceleration of this first block is A1. A1 is equal to A. That is along this direction. You resolve into two components. X component of acceleration, Y component of acceleration. Like this. Okay, you write this in vector form. Here it is theta 1. No? Then what is the acceleration of the first block? Acceleration of the first block A1 bar is equal to A1x. A1 means this one. X component means A cos theta 1, no? Because A1 is equal to A. Their component along this direction is A1x. So A1x into I cap plus A1y into j cap. A1x is along positive x direction. That is equal to A cos theta 1. A cos theta 1 into I cap. And y component is along positive y direction. That's why plus A into sin theta 1 into j cap. It is the acceleration of the first one. What is the acceleration of the second block? You see, acceleration A2. A2 is in this direction. Their x component in this direction, y component in this direction. What about this angle? Here, if it is theta 2, this is theta 2. Okay, then their x component is A2 is equal to A only, no? A cos theta 2. Their x component is along positive x direction. That's why plus into plus I cap only. Y component is along this direction. A2x, A2y. Y component of acceleration of the second block is along negative y direction. That's why minus you write. Minus A2 means A sin theta. A sin angle theta 2. No, it is theta 2. That's why theta 2 into j cap. These are the accelerations of the first block, second block. Therefore, acceleration of center mass, already we know the formula. In this system, there are two blocks. That's why M1 A1 bar plus M2 A2 bar by M1 plus M2. By using this formula, you substitute there. You substitute A1 bar, A2 bar in this formula and you simplify them. You will get acceleration of the center mass of the two block system. In this way, we can do. In this way, we can do. Okay. Next, cutting concept. Last point. Cutting concept means it is not the hair cutting. So when a part of the one body is removed, then what about the center mass, position of the center mass? That is the case. Okay. Okay, Nana. If you are having doubt, you call me personally in study hour. Okay. Sriram, if you are having any doubt in study hour, you call me personally. I will clarify them. Whatever the doubt you are having. Okay. Sriram. Right. Cutting concept. Here, suppose all of you listen carefully. It is a circular disc, uniform circular disc. That means if the mass per unit area of the disc, because disc is having some surface area, thickness is negligible. That's why here, in case of the disc having mass per unit area same, then that is called uniform circular disc. First one, uniform disc. Okay, in that case, uniform disc of mass capital M and radius capital R. The center of mass of the circular disc initially lies exactly at this point. You say that as origin. From this circular disc, very, very important point. All of listen carefully. From this circular disc, a small circular disc is removed. Small circular disc from the periphery of the circular disc is removed. And from the periphery, and from the edge, one small circular disc of radius small r is removed. Small r is removed. అంటే ఈ పార్ట్ ని రిమూవ్ చేసినప్పుడు ఇటువైపు మాస్ ఎక్కువ ఉంటుందిగా ఇంకా దీని యొక్క రిమూవ్డ్ పార్ట్ యొక్క సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ మాస్ ఇది, రిమూవ్ చేయకముందు సెంటర్ ఆఫ్ మాస్ ఇది. ఈ రెండింటిని జాయిన్ చేసే లైన్ మీద when you remove this part, as more mass is in this direction, the center of mass shifted to somewhere else for the remaining mass. So it is the final center of mass. But when it is not removed, center of mass lies at the origin, original center of mass. When it is removed, the remained part is having center of mass here. So what is the shift in the center of mass? When it is not removed, center of mass is here. Whenever it is removed, for the remaining part, center of mass lies here, means the center of mass shift from this position to this position only, no? So what is the shift in the center of mass? That is, say, x1. Before whenever the removed part is here only, for the removed part, center of mass is here. So what is the distance of the center of mass of the removed part from the original center of mass? This one, that is, say, at a distance x2. Mass of the remaining part is m1, mass of the removed part is, say, m2. Okay, it is origin. Now all of you listen carefully. Very simple concept it is. Whenever this removed part is kept as it is at the same place, mass of the removed part is m2, remaining part is m1. Okay, when the removed part is kept as it is at the same place, where the center of mass lies? Exactly at the origin only. Here suppose you measure the distance of the center of mass of the removed part and the remaining part from the origin only. Then when both are kept, the removed part is also kept at the same place, then center of mass of this remaining part and removed part, when both are at the same place, then center of mass of the system of this removed part and remaining part lies at the origin only. That's why x coordinate of center of mass of the removed part and remaining part, xm, is equal to general formula m1 x1 plus m2 x2 by m1 plus m2. m1 is the mass of the remaining part, x1 is the distance of the remaining part from distance of the center of mass of the remaining part from the origin or from the original center of mass. m2 is the mass of the removed part, x2 is the distance of the center of mass of the removed part from the original center of mass or from the origin. Whenever these distances are measured from the origin only, then we can write like this. When both are kept like this, then center of mass lies at the origin only. That's why xm is equal to 0. Therefore m1 x1 plus m2 x2 is equal to 0. Everyone has to remember this formula in case of cutting concept. In cutting concept, everyone has to remember this formula simply. m1 x1 plus m2 x2 equals 0. m1 is the mass remained, m2 is the mass removed. x1 is the distance of the center of mass of the remained part from the original center of mass. x2 is the distance of the center of mass of removed mass from the original center of mass. Okay, from this x1 we have to find, because x1 is the shift in the center of mass. No, you see, x is the distance of this center of mass of the remained part from the original center of mass. That is the shift in the center of mass when it is removed. రిమూవ్ చేయకముందు సెంటర్ మాస్ ఇక్కడ ఉంది, దీన్ని రిమూవ్ చేయడం వల్ల సెంటర్ మాస్ ఇక్కడికి వచ్చింది, అంటే షిఫ్టే కదా. సో x1 ఇస్ ద షిఫ్ట్ ఇన్ సెంటర్ మాస్. తర్వాత x2 షిఫ్ట్ ఇన్ ద సెంటర్ మాస్ అనొచ్చు, లేదా డిస్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ది సెంటర్ మాస్ ఆఫ్ ది రిమైన్డ్ పార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ ది ఒరిజినల్ సెంటర్ మాస్ అనొచ్చు. డిస్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ center mass of remained part from original center of mass. Next, x2 distance of center mass of the removed part from the original center mass. Distance of center of mass of removed mass from original center of mass. Okay, now you see x1 is equal to minus m2 x2 by m1. Okay, minus sign represents when the mass is removed in this direction, the center mass shift opposite. ఈ removed mass opposite direction center mass shift అవుతుంది. That is only the importance of this negative sign. How we can write m1 m2? That is the important thing here. Here, as it is the plate, mass of this plate here, mass of the plate m is equal to mass of the total mass of the entire plate is equal to mass is equal to area. You see, density of the metal plate, density of the material of the plate rho అనుకోండి. Mass of the plate means area pi r square into thickness volume into density gives mass. For removed part or from the remained part, thickness does not change, density does not change. These two are constant. That's why mass of any part is directly proportional to area. No, అంటే ప్లేట్కి వచ్చేసరికి ఇట్లా ప్లేనార్ సర్ఫేసెస్ ఉండేసరికి mass is directly proportional to area. Spherical sphere అటువంటి ఉన్నాయనుకోండి, mass is directly for plate. Mass is directly proportional to area. For sphere అంటే థిక్నెస్ ఎక్కువగా ఉన్నప్పుడు ఫర్ స్పియర్ మాస్ ఈజ్ డైరెక్ట్లీ ప్రపోర్షనల్ టు వాల్యూమ్. ఇక్కడ ప్లేట్ కాబట్టి మాస్ ప్లేస్ లో దానికి ఏరియా రాసేసేయండి. x1 ఇజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు మైనస్ m2 అంటే ఇది చూడండి, రిమూవ్డ్ పార్ట్ సర్క్యులర్ షేప్ లో ఉంది, రిమైన్డ్ పార్ట్ కూడా సర్క్యులర్ షేప్, రిమైన్డ్ పార్ట్ కాదు, ఒరిజినల్ ప్లేట్ కూడా సర్క్యులర్ షేప్ లో ఉంది కాబట్టి మాస్ ఈజ్ డైరెక్ట్, ఇది ప్లేట్ కాబట్టి మాస్ ఈజ్ డైరెక్ట్లీ ప్రపోర్షనల్ టు ఏరియా. అంటే ఇక్కడ m2 అంటే మాస్ ఆఫ్ రిమూవ్డ్ పార్ట్, అది దానికి ఏరియాకి ప్రపోర్షనల్ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి పై ఇంటూ దీని యొక్క రేడియస్ r కాబట్టి r స్క్వేర్ రాసుకోవచ్చు కదా, బై మాస్ ఆఫ్ ది రిమైన్ పార్ట్ అంటే ఈ రిమైన్ పార్ట్ యొక్క మాస్, మాస్ ఆఫ్ ది రిమైన్ పార్ట్ అంటే టోటల్ మాస్ నుంచి రిమూవ్డ్ పార్ట్ యొక్క మాస్ సబ్ట్రాక్ట్ చేయండి. అంటే ఇక్కడ ఇదే ఫార్ములాలో m1 అంటే ఇట్లా రాసుకోవచ్చా, మైనస్ m2 x2 బై m1 అంటే టోటల్ మాస్ మైనస్ మాస్ ఆఫ్ ది రిమూవ్డ్ పార్ట్ రాసుకోవచ్చు కదా. మరి టోటల్ మాస్ అంటే టోటల్ మాస్ ఇస్ డైరెక్ట్లీ ప్రపోర్షనల్ టు ఏరియా అంటే పై క్యాపిటల్ R స్క్వేర్ కదా, మైనస్ మాస్ ఆఫ్ ది రిమూవ్డ్ పార్ట్ అంటే దానికి ఏరియా ప్రపోర్షనల్ గా ఉంటుంది అంటే పై స్మాల్ r స్క్వేర్. ఓకేనా, ఇంటూ x2 అంటే ఒకసారి చూడండి, ఇక్కడి నుంచి ఇక్కడ వరకు డిస్టెన్స్ రేడియస్ కి ఈక్వల్, రేడియస్ ఆఫ్ ది ప్లేట్, రేడియస్ ఆఫ్ ది సర్కిల్ డిస్క్ r అనుకున్నాం అంటే ఇక్కడి నుంచి ఇక్కడికి r క్యాపిటల్ R, దాంట్లో స్మాల్ r తీస్తే ఈ డిస్టెన్స్ వచ్చేది కాబట్టి క్యాపిటల్ R మైనస్ స్మాల్ r. Therefore, x1 is equal to pi common this cancel చేసేయండి, minus r square of capital R minus small r by capital R square minus small r square. Therefore, x1 is equal to minus r square capital R minus small r by a square minus b square. అంటే a plus b into a minus b రాసుకోవచ్చు కదా, a minus b cancel. So, x1 is equal to minus r square by capital R plus small r. Capital R plus small r. So, this is the shift in the center of mass. It is the shift in the center of mass. In this way we have to find. Similarly, suppose sphere is there, it is the sphere. In case of sphere concept, if it is the sphere, formula is same. Formula is this formula only. m1 x1 plus m2 x2 is equal to 0. Same diagram also. If it is sphere, then x1 is equal to minus m2 x2 by m1 minus m2 mass of the removed sphere. Removed sphere means mass of the removed sphere is directly proportional to their volume. Removed part is sphere, original part is also sphere. That's why mass of the removed part or mass of the original part both are directly proportional to their volume. Mass is equal to volume into density. Volume is 4/3 pi r cube into density. So for removed part or for original part, as the density is same, their mass is directly proportional to radius cube. m2 means it is the mass of the removed part that is directly proportional to their radius cube by m1 means mass of the remained part. Mass of the remained part means original mass of the original part minus mass of the removed part. Mass of the original part means that is directly proportional to their radius cube, that means r cube, minus mass of the removed part that is directly proportional to their radius cube because mass is proportional to radius cube. That's all. Previously here we had okay into x1 x2 into x2 means same, this only we have to write r minus r. This is equal to minus r cube by, how we can write r cube minus r cube, small r cube, a cube minus b cube is equal to, how we can write a minus b into a square plus ab plus b square, no, a minus b cancel. So remaining is capital R cube plus small r cube plus capital R small r. This is the position of center of mass, distance of shift in the center of mass. In this way we have to do. Diagram is same, but sphere is there. Even in case of sphere also, exact at the center of mass we can imagine their mass. That's all. Whatever the shape of the body. You are unable to see that last step. Okay, x1 is equal to, you see, I will write here. x1 is equal to minus r cube by capital R cube plus small r cube plus capital R small r. It is the shift in the center of mass. Shift. So it is the cutting concept we can do. Of course, tomorrow we will do some problems so that you can understand easily. But in case of cutting concept, you must remember this formula. M1 x1 plus M2 x2 equal 0. M1 mass remained, M2 mass removed, x1 shift in the central mass, లేదా distance of the central mass of the remained part from the original central mass, x2 distance of the central mass of the removed part from the original central mass. That's all. These terms we have to remember. Then we can do the problem very easily. Okay. Have a nice day. I'm signing out. Okay. I will send the link to you also. You can see. Okay. This is r capital R minus small r into r square plus small r square into capital R small r. Okay.
Sir.
Okay. Small r square only. Yes. Very good. Thank you. Because AQ minus BQ is equal to A minus B into A square plus AB plus B square, no? Okay, right. Very good, Nana. Thank you.
Sir.
అక్కడ
m is equal to pi r square into rho దాని ముందు ఏంటి సార్?
T. Thickness of the plate. Thickness of the plate.
Okay, sir.
ఎందుకంటే area into thickness gives volume into density gives mass. Volume into density gives mass, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right, Nana.
Okay, sir. Thank you.